I'm back with the next part of the Army of the Dead series, and there's no point hanging around. We set out the plan last time. We are going to eliminate the rest of the Iron Islands. We're going to zigzag our way through until they're no more. So the undead shall march on Hammerhorn. It shall be the first of the castles to fall today. We have over 1,000 warriors at the ready, and hang on a minute, we're going a different route than expected. If I'm landing at Pebbleton, I may as well go there first. Alright, we've already changed the plan. We're about 2 seconds into the video, and the route that I set out last time is no longer relevant. Pebbleton shall be the first to fall. There are only 200 defenders inside the castle, so we may as well launch the attack as soon as possible. There's no point hanging around, there's no point building any siege equipment, there's no point starving the garrison. We're going to be here for about 9 days, so we will build the siege camp and we will launch our attack. The enemy did not even have enough time to build a single catapult. Forwards, my undead soldiers! Eliminate the living once more. We may seem like we're rushing through this right now, but I have a backlog of about 8 castles and settlements to conquer in order to eliminate the Iron Islands. So we can't afford to hang around. We must keep pushing forwards, and hang on a minute. Have they fallen off the wall? What's going on here then? The enemy soldiers look quite fancy to be your standard militia. I haven't encountered that troop before, I don't think. Or maybe we have and we just haven't been paying attention. Or I am going to quickly climb inside the castle. My friend, it is too late to throw me off the ladder. I am already inside. But we shall now eliminate all those in our path. None shall live once we're done here. The enemy are already rotating reinforcements in. I'm going to try and flank behind the enemy reinforcements and cut them off before they attack my soldiers. I might not be able to hold all of them back, but we might be able to delay some of them at least. And hang on a minute. How is the front gate open once again, lads? Did the undead just walk past all the enemies and just open the gate without them, like, caring? What's going on? I don't know if the enemy are retreating or if they're rotating to the other side of the castle. Quite a few of them have gone to the front gate now that it's open, but it doesn't look like we're coming through it, so it's kind of a waste of time if I'm completely honest with you. There's no point defending an area we're not attacking. They have finally had the common sense to shut the gate, at least. It took them longer than expected, and one of my guys have opened it again. They just can't help it. That brain cell of theirs is going into overtime. Anytime they see a closed door, they just feel the urge to open it. Alright lads, what's going on here? Are we opening the door, closing the door? What is going on? I think the enemy have all been defeated, so this battle is pretty much over. But it looks like we've already conquered the first of the enemy castles. After taking this one, we'll probably march on to Hammerhorn. So we are going to fill up the garrison of Pebbleton. We're going to leave as many soldiers as we possibly can just to deter the enemy from launching a counterattack. But I keep forgetting how many Whitewalker generals we have now. It feels like I'm scrolling through half of Westeros in order to get to my soldiers. Because I want all of my generals to be on the battlefield, I need to make sure they're above the soldiers in the order. At least I think the order affects which way they spawn on the map. But I have to scroll through so many. I didn't realize we had executed that many people throughout our playthrough so far. But we still have 1,000 battle-ready soldiers, so we're gonna march on Hammerhorn. And then that will be this island conquered. With the amount of Iron Island lords we executed in the last video, I don't know if there's enough lords roaming around that are ready in order to assemble a new army, so it may be something we never have to worry about. We might be able to just march through all of their land unharmed. But we have arrived at Hammerhorn and it's a similar situation to the last two castles. There are only 250 defenders, a garrison of 60, 12 days worth of food, and if we build our camp in time, we'll probably just launch our attack out of the way. They are going to have one catapult, but I don't think they'll be able to stop us. As I mentioned, men, the goal today is to rapidly destroy the Iron Islands. I've got more important places to be. With Daenerys crossing over into Westeros, we need to be ready. We need to eliminate the Iron Islands, get her over and done with, and then we face the Dragon Lords. That is assuming that the Veil has already fallen. If not, we may have to go east and help out the others. But with the amount of them over there, surely they can eliminate the Veil by the time I eliminate the Iron Islands. But my goal this time is to enter the castle as quick as possible and eliminate the catapult. As you saw by that red kill feed, it is going to do devastating amounts of damage. So I have to put a stop to them. They have the perfect angle on half of my soldiers. Quickly, out of my way. And I have secured the catapult for now. We're going to pick up one of the fire pots, drop it on the archers. But my goal for now will be to stop the enemy from utilizing the catapult. They have the perfect angle on my soldiers on the left side of the castle. Well, actually, it'd be our right side, I suppose. I guess it depends on where you're standing at the time. But either way, the catapult has access to killing my troops, and we can't allow that. Okay, it looks like a few of them have come to secure the catapult, but I won't allow it, my friend. I will die here if I have to. I think I need to pick up a fire pot and chuck it at the infantry. We may not have killed many soldiers, but hopefully we did enough damage that my men can start defeating them. What is going on, men? Are we inside yet? Keep pushing forwards. I have your backs, men. Don't you worry. I've got you covered, my friend. I'm trying my best not to allow the enemy to gang attack my one, like, soldier. Where I think the catapult is secure, so is the wall. We can now make our way through and eliminate the others. And hang on a minute. After all the effort we went through in the last battle to open up the front gate, this time, not a single care in the world. Really, guys? Really? They must have gave up after I gave them a telling off from the last battle. But in any case, I'll be the one to open the... Oh, never mind, the battle's ended and now I can't interact with the gate. I guess it shall remain shut. And another island belongs to the undead, so soon we shall move on to our next target. The only problem we have right now is I'm leaving behind a full garrison after every battle, but because the enemy garrisons are fairly small, it means overall we're actually losing more troops than we're gaining. So we now have less than 1,000 battle-ready soldiers, and we're sitting at about 1,300, 1,400 overall. So we do need to be careful. We may have to start lowering the amount of soldiers we leave behind. But as we eliminate more Iron Island territory, maybe we can afford to leave behind less soldiers. I mean, if we eliminate all of them, then what's the point in leaving massive garrisons if there's no one around to retake them? But I think our next target will most likely be Salt Cliff. Originally, I was going to sail to Hammerhorn, Pebbleton, then over to Oakwood and work our way around that way. But since we kind of landed at Pebbleton and came down to Hammerhorn, we may as well sail to Salt Cliff and work our way across that way. Okay, never mind. We have just been informed that Pebbleton is under attack by the Ironborn. So we are now going to go to Pebbleton instead. We'll eliminate the army at Pebbleton and we'll probably then sail across to Oakwood and carry out the original plan. Well, I have to say I'm a little surprised. I didn't expect the Iron Islands to muster up another army of 900. I thought they were going to be much less than that. After executing so many of them in the last video, I thought we'd be fine. We're going to have to close the gap on the enemy. There's 350 defenders in Pebbleton right now. And if we take a look at the army, how many lords are inside? It's only 9 lords, so they all have a fair amount of troops, it seems. The question is, can we eliminate them in our current state, or do we need more soldiers? I have launched the attack and the garrison has rallied out with us. And with the garrison and my soldiers combined, we have a 200 soldier advantage. I think we're just going to go for it. We're going to launch the attack with the 200 man advantage and hopefully defeat this Iron Islands army. I could sit back and allow the defenders to try and hold out for as long as possible, but we're just delaying the time at that point. We need to keep moving. We need to keep advancing on the enemy. I don't know if this will be more effective or if it'll even have any impact on the battle at all, but I'm going to try telling the infantry to get into a shield wall formation and then charge the enemy. I'm hoping that they'll be more compact, and when they hit the enemy front lines, we won't suffer as many losses as we usually do. Hopefully them being compact won't allow the enemy to slip between them and they can fight as like a unified swarm. But I don't know if by telling them to charge, it breaks that formation anyway. So we'll have to see how it goes, whether we suffer many losses or not. But I am going to lead the cavalry charge. But we are going to wait until the infantry close the gap before we attack. As far as the enemy cavalry is concerned, it's basically non-existent. I don't think the Iron Islands really benefit from cavalry, so as a result, they just don't have any. They're pretty much an infantry-heavy army. They do have a few ranged troops, but even then, it's quite limited. For I shall now tell the cavalry to attack, and we shall close in on the enemy's position. They're at a bit of an awkward angle. I don't know if I can scale the mountain properly. We don't have a massive red kill feed yet, though. So whether that's a sign that the formation is working, I have no idea. Thankfully, due to the length of ice, we can hit people from a distance. Because trying to scale this mountain is being a bit of a pain right now. Now the kill feed is starting to look a little red. So I don't know if the infantry has finally engaged the enemy or not. I don't know if that's enemy reinforcements down on the flat ground, or if that's just the archers that never scaled the hill to begin with. We've managed to slip behind the enemy infantry at least, so I am just eliminating them. They're too distracted with my undead soldiers. The battlefield has become a little bit chaotic, I won't lie. Everyone is kind of just charging around, eliminating whoever they can. There looks to be enemy reinforcements down on the flat ground. They're all in blue though. I assume they're all pretty much recruits. The actual experienced battle-hardened soldiers have mostly been eliminated. The enemy are trying to form up in order to like regroup and advance on us once again. But since they are recruits, I don't really know how effective that is going to be. Are they really going to cut this down, or was it just a waste of time? Considering how green the kill feed is right now, I'm going to lean towards... Oh, hang on a minute! The peasants! Where have they all come from? I turned my back for a second and out of nowhere an army of peasants just swarms us. Back! Back, peasant scum! We must eliminate the living! The Iron Islands are rallying! The farmers are coming out from everywhere! Okay, now I think the battle is over. I think we're done here, men. We have crushed the morale of the farmers, and they are running for their lives. The battle is won. I don't know how many we lost in the fight, but considering we were facing an army of 900, all those that we did lose, I imagine we're about to recover anyway. So in the end, we lost 78 soldiers with about 200 wounded. But that being said, how did I lose 76 of those and the garrison only lost 2? The garrison is made up of like the lowest of the low. They are the weakest undead. They are the ones without armor. Yet I was the one who suffered all the casualties. Then again, I also just realized the garrison didn't kill a single person. What did you do? Were you even in the fight? My entire party cut down all 900 enemies. Why did you even join the battle? Was it for that 1% loot? What do you want with the loot? Okay, you know what? The garrison has betrayed us this day. I don't know what they were thinking, but they have betrayed my trust. I thought we were fighting on the battlefield side by side, but I can see my army were alone. We have executed all of the enemy lords and we are ready to make our next move. Thankfully, due to that battle, we had an opportunity to restock our soldiers, get some more generals, improve the quality of our troops by ranking them up, and since the garrison abandoned us in the battle and didn't join us, we don't have to refill it. Since they suffered basically no losses, they're still at max capacity, so we can just sail to Oakwood. We are going to carry out the original plan we went with. We are going to go to Oakwood, and if we can, we'll go up to Blacktide. That's assuming the enemy don't launch a counterattack. But to be honest with you, at this point, I don't think there's any point in actually planning out a route. We have to just keep adjusting based on what the enemy decide to do, so we're just going to go wherever the world takes us. At this point, it may be more efficient just to start throwing darts at a map and just picking where to go based on that. But we have arrived at the next Iron Island castle, and it's the same scenario as the previous ones. There aren't many defenders here, there's only around about 250, well 260 to be exact. There's so much food here that there's no point starving the garrison, and the garrison is so small that there's again no point in starving them. We may as well just launch an attack straight away. But I have noticed something. They are assembling another army in the background, but they're traveling to Seaguard in order to defend it. Seaguard is on the mainland, I believe, so if they sail over there, that's fine. But I have a feeling they might do a U-turn and target Pebbleton or Hammerhorn. We must once again storm the enemy castle. And is that the best you've got? Is that your accuracy with a catapult? We have nothing to fear, men. If that's the kind of accuracy we're dealing with, we should have no issues whatsoever. The castle shall fall easily, and we can move on to the next target. Usually by now, if the catapult was any good, we would have lost about 60 soldiers. Instead, we have yet to lose a single man. I'm still going to climb the ladder and focus on eliminating the catapult though, just to be safe. But honestly, I don't think it's anything we need to worry about. And what is waiting for me this time then? About 100 soldiers, it seems. The catapult is in a pretty awkward position compared to the previous ones. They probably could have put it in a better spot in order to get more kills. It shouldn't have been this high up in the tower. I mean, if we take a quick look here, with the angle of the catapult, it's only going to be able to hit the archers. Unless it can actually turn to that group there. If it can aim at those on the right, we have a major problem. Well, no, it looks like we're in the clear. This is as far as the catapult can turn. So all they're going to be able to do is hit some of the scattered archers. So I don't need to be here in order to defend it. We can just ignore it for now. The men are actually safe. The enemy had an opportunity to build one catapult, and they blundered by putting it in that position. Now I am just going to focus on somehow eliminating all of this infantry in front in order to get some of the soldiers inside the castle. There are a lot of them we're going to have to cut down. As long as they don't react to me like this, we're okay. We're in the clear. Okay, now I'm starting to wonder, is this a dream? Am I actually real? Is anyone gonna fight me? I don't know if I exist anymore. No one is acknowledging me. I am the King of the North, ruler of the undead horde. Someone just hit me to show I'm alive. All I ask is that you swing an axe at me or something. You there, am I real? We're gonna make our way down the stairs and eliminate those down the bottom. The men have the wall under control. But why is no one fighting? Oh, hang on a minute. He swung at me. That means I am real. I just don't understand why 90% of the enemies are ignoring me. What have I done to deserve such treatment? Maybe they're hitting me with the classic, if I don't look, then I don't exist. They're just hoping for the best at this point. In all fairness to them, the undead is probably something they heard about in child stories. I don't think they expected to see the undead on their doorstep, especially the Iron Islands. But the enemy have been eliminated, and another castle is in the hands of the undead. We have filled up the garrison and we still have about 1,400 soldiers in total, although 700 of those are wounded. We are probably now going to march over to Blacktide. If we can conquer Blacktide, that means we would have conquered the northern half of the Iron Islands, and then we can leave the rest for next time. It lines us up nicely in order to eliminate them overall. I took a quick look at their kingdom to see what territory they own as a whole, and it is currently these ones here and Seaguard on the mainland. But Seaguard is under siege, so they are traveling there to defend it. Whether they make it or not, I have no idea. But that's all that's left of the Iron Islands. That one castle in the mainland and this little section here. And once we've conquered it all, that will be another kingdom that has fallen to the undead. But it is time to sail to Blacktide. Black Tide is an actual settlement, so I imagine we're going to encounter a larger army than normal. And hang on a minute. The enemy have changed course. Why? Why must you do this? They're going to target Pebbleton instead, so we're going to have to cut them off, I think. There are 5 enemy lords with about 500 soldiers. I thought they were going to commit to the mainland, but it looks like they decided to abandon it in the end. We're going to send in our troops. I don't know how effective it's going to be. If we start suffering too many losses, I will call off the attack and go in myself. But looking at it, to be honest with you, I don't think there's any need for us to attack. I mean, majority of the army's defeated already, and in total, we have less than 100 dead and wounded combined. After defeating the enemy army, that puts us back to over 1,000 troops, and we're at full capacity once again, so we can now just commit with the march to Black Tide. We have executed so many enemy leaders at this point that I don't think they're going to assemble another army. Surely there's no one left. So we have made it to the settlement, and as expected, there are a lot more defenders here than the castles we've been sieging. There are over 600 defenders. There's a garrison of 370, but they will starve in 6 days. I don't know if we want to hang around for 6 days though. We may have to launch the attack sooner than that. We'll have to see. But due to how many of them there are, they already have siege defenses. So we are going to have to build trebuchets of our own. We are going to have to destroy those catapults. I don't really want to run at the walls when there's going to be 3 catapults and a ballista. I'll opt for destroying their equipment, and if the garrison starves in that time, great. If it doesn't, we'll just launch the attack anyway. I just mainly need to get rid of the catapults. It is time to launch our attack. We have destroyed all of their defenses. I'm not going to wait the 2 additional days in order to starve out the garrison. Although that being said, I think I will build a battering ram at least. We'll have something to assist us along with the ladders. They have built 1 more catapult as a result, but we'll just keep smashing those down. And as soon as we destroy that catapult, we will attack. Come on, men. They've now got 2. This has backfired. They're destroying my trebuchets. There we go. Okay, we lost 2 trebuchets, which isn't ideal. All for a battering ram, and I don't know if it's going to pay off. But we shall now launch the attack. Alright, what kind of castle are we dealing with then? It's a fairly wide settlement, which means the archers are quite far spread across the wall, which isn't ideal because it means more people can be firing at us at once. The only thing we can do in the meantime is hope that our archers can start eliminating some of the enemy. If they can start thinning their numbers, that will be great for us. I'm going to wait for the ram to arrive, and I'm going to charge through the front gate with the soldiers. I think that'll be where we'll be best utilized. I could scale the ladders like I normally do, but I just don't fancy it after just doing it 3 times in a row. So I shall wait for the ram, and I shall be the first through the front gate. The men are moving into position to lift the ladders, and they decided to run away. What was that about, my friends? Did you suddenly pull a muscle or something? You all kind of bent down to pick up the ladder and thought, nah, that's too heavy for me. Oh, and again. What is going on? Do I have to teach you how to do everything? This is how you pick up a damn ladder? Was that so difficult? No, but because you're nowhere nearby, they're probably going to throw it down, so one of you are going to have to pick it back up. Or maybe not. The enemy don't really seem to care. Oh, hang on. Never mind, it's all good. But now we shall get ready. The gate is about half destroyed. That's it, men. Swing. And again. Pour everything you've got into it. The gate will fall. And it is time to launch the attack. I only hope that no one drops a boulder on my head. We're doing some good damage to the gate. If only people could help me, we could get this smashed in no time. And we're in. Just keep pushing forwards, men. Don't allow the Iron Islands to push us back into the tunnel. We have to keep pushing forwards. The enemy have pushed us back into the tunnel, it seems. You've ignored my every order. Quickly, men, inside the castle. I can't make a gap big enough for all of you. You have to keep pushing forwards. I'm doing my best in order to open up a gap for my soldiers to get inside. But there are just so many people. The land of the living will not go down without a fight. Just keep pushing forwards, men. And I think the Horde has finally made it inside. There is nothing that can stop us now. Go, my undead followers. Go. Eliminate the living. Assist those up on the walls. I have the courtyard under control, men. I think the far side of the castle is where we're going to have the most difficulty getting inside. So I'm going to loop all the way around the back. It'll take us longer to get into the action. But once I arrive, I should be able to assist the men. There are a lot of archers in my way though. So it's not going to be as easy as expected to try and help the men. I just need to keep pushing forwards. Ignore the archers behind me. Eliminate all the infantry. My concern right now is that those at the ladders are not going to be able to push their way through the enemy's defenses. They're just going to pin them there for all eternity. So I need to assist them. There's just too many soldiers in my way though. And those at the front gate, it's going to be a little while until they join us. I just have to keep chiseling my way through. For the soldiers. For my horde. I cannot let them down. They are relying on me to assist them. I have to keep pushing forwards. I see my men in the distance. It looks like they have actually made it inside the settlement now. The hope is that we've eliminated enough enemies that they'll start rotating from their formations. And then the men will have an easier time cleaning up. Why have they all stopped on top of the wall? Soldiers, attack! Don't halt the attack now. We have the Iron Islands on the run. We must press our advantage. They're at an awkward angle in the doorway, so there's not really much I can do to assist them right now. But surely the battle shall be over shortly. There can't be that many more defenders left. I feel like I've eliminated like 100 soldiers alone. Alright lads, I told you to charge. What is going on? Where are we going? We have a castle to conquer. It really is hard to get good soldiers these days. But I think the battle is pretty much over. There's only 1 or 2 soldiers remaining, and we're done. So after the fall of Blacktide, we have officially conquered the northern half of the Iron Islands. It is just the south remaining. There are 4 settlements, or at least 3 settlements and 1 castle, I think. Inside Blacktide, I left behind a garrison of about 400. Their max capacity was nearly 700, and I didn't really want to leave that many behind, so I opted for about a middle ground of about 400. So hopefully that will hold the settlement at least, and we won't have to worry about it. But I did notice something. Tidewash is being raided right now. I assumed it was just one lord taking advantage. We're always being alerted to raids, but when I took a closer look, it's actually another army of 700 soldiers belonging to the Iron Islands. So we are going to have to sail across at some point and eliminate their army, because otherwise they're most likely going to either march on Oakwood or they're going to sail to something like Pebbleton. They're going to launch an attack on one of the castles. That's guaranteed, I think. So next time, the first thing we'll probably do is sail across and fight their army. Once we have taken down the army, we will then probably head to like 10 towers or something and work our way across the south until the Iron Islands are no more. As far as the city in Westeros goes, it actually got conquered by the north. It wasn't taken by the others. But to be honest with you, I don't mind. As long as it doesn't belong to the Iron Islands, that's fine with me. Whoever owns it will take it from them at some point. As for the Vale, if we take a closer look, it's slowly falling. I mean, if we take a look, the main settlement inside the Vale has already fallen. The men have started taking some of the castles. The enemy are retaking them. But to be honest with you, the fact that there's a big, like, all-out brawl over there and some of the settlements are under siege, I think the Vale is going to be close to being destroyed by the time we're ready to assist the others. Which is great because it means we won't have to put too much effort in. And what we can probably do instead is by the time I'm done with the Iron Islands, I could probably sail over to Seaguard and work my way down this way. I won't have to bother going over to the Vale and south. And then we can make our way this way, the others will make their way south, and we can meet up somewhere around here, ready for King's Landing. If the others somehow massively overachieve and eliminate the Vale and conquer this area, then I'll probably make land on this side and we'll work our way through down to Casterly Rock instead, and then eventually head over to King's Landing. But again, as I've been saying, I can't really plan these things in the long term because the enemy keeps throwing armies at us and I have to react to what they're doing, and they just keep throwing spanners in the works. Every plan I've come up with has been interrupted. But at least we know the short-term goal going forward right now is to eliminate the southern half of the Iron Islands. That is my sole focus right now since I'm here and I don't want to leave until they're destroyed. But I'm afraid that's all we're going to have time for now. So as always, if you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, and until next time, see ya.